Major Shah, as someone who has served in the state, who looks at the state as your own, though you're not from Manipur, unlike Brinda, what do you have to say about what's happening?
Barkha, firstly, thank you very much for having me on your show. It's an honor to be on your channel, and you are one of my favorites, I would say.
Thank you,
You
sir.
always believes in giving sensible, mature reporting all the time. Now, as you said, I'm not from Manipur, but I would slightly differ from there. I am from Manipur in a sense. I would call Manipur my second home, and I would like to tell people from Manipur who are listening to me, I Nanganungshi Manipur. So the very fact is, I, being an outsider, people from Manipur would call me a Mayank. That's the term used for an outsider, but my heart is from Manipur. And when we say that, okay, like when you ask Brinda ji, like, how do you identify yourself? A Manipuri lady, a lady from Manipur, what? How? So I was speaking to a very dear friend of mine. I have friends from the Maiti community and the Kuki tribe and the Naga tribe and the Tangkul tribe and from Paites, from Pangal, from all over. In fact, from Northeast, my best friends are from the Northeast. And I would like to say one thing, that my experience from serving the Northeast is the most principled. The people are from Northeast. The most trustworthy people are from Northeast. They keep their word. They don't let their word down ever. I have had beautiful experience over there, and it pains me no end when I see a beautiful state like Manipur burning and going so bad. Where else will you find floating islands on a lake, Lake Loktak? Where else will you find principled people who are really actually so good? So my heart actually bleeds for Manipur. That's why I say I am from Manipur. Now, when I say this, I can vouch with conviction for one thing, that I know Manipur better than I know my own hometown, in fact. So you can find my affinity towards Manipur. And when I see both the communities fighting, I feel very, very bad, because I was there on ground in Manipur in 1997 when the Thadao speaking cookies and the Kuki Zomi community, they had a very bad ethnic clash. One of the largest in Manipur, I would say. In fact, it was bigger than what we are witnessing now. And ultimately, in 1998, the Mizos had to step in to come for a peace agreement. And then in 1998, a peace agreement was signed when a bull was sacrificed from both the sides, and they hugged each other. Now, Barka, I'm seeing one thing. A peace committee of 51 members was formed by the state government, where there were 25 Maites, 11 Cookies, 10 Nagas. Now, my personal belief is there are a lot of, as I mentioned what Mayank is, there are a lot of people from outside Manipur who know Manipur well. In fact, they are former chief secretaries, they are former general officer commanding, they are former DGPs, they are former officers who know Manipur very well. We should utilize their services. And they have been former governors of Manipur as well.
It's time for President's Rule.
See, if the people of Manipur want that, I think the government, the central government, should actually intervene. It's about time they should actually, though the Home Minister Amit Shah did go there, he did spend a couple of days, and they should intervene. And what I am seeing, like, the Chief Minister was resigning. Now there has been two sides of it. One side says it was orchestrated, it was all stage managed. Other side says no. So one doesn't know the reality. One cannot speculate or guess on it. Yes, but I think it is about time that there should be intervention of the central government, of the neutral party, which do not take sides. Perhaps the present rule. When I was also in Nagaland, we've had the president's rule over there. While I was there several times, we had the governor's rule over there, and that did bring in peace. So the very fact is, the peace committee, firstly, both the communities, they rejected it. And the moment I saw the list, I was one of the first ones to see that list, and I was like, no, this will not work. I had analyzed that time itself, and rightly so. It so happened that I was on a national news channel, and I said that this peace committee will not work.
But
And
tell me,
after
tell,
that,
tell me one thing. What does as an army officer, we've had military veterans on this program. The army is in a very delicate situation because it's women who are out on the streets, often frontlining these protests. In one case, the army had to let go of 12 militants to just keep the peace. What would be the toughest thing for a young soldier on duty right now there, before I go back to Brinda, ma'am? Major Shah.
right, there was a mixed reaction from the veteran community, that 12, Kangla Yavon, Kangla Look. That's primarily a Maite underground faction, which was released because they were surrounded by Maira Pabis. Mira Pabis are the Maite women who do a lot of social work, a lot of good work, and in fact, my experience with them has been they have been very, very sweet. In fact, they've been very, very nice. When they surround, when they interfere in the army operation, that's where a trouble comes in. In fact, in the year 2004, the infamous allegedly Manorma Devi rape case, which was a very, very bad this thing that happened. And there were about 30 Mera Papis outside 9 sector Assam Rifles gate in Kaitan Manvi, and who had removed their clothes and they protested over
Yeah,
there as Indian Army rape us. It was actually very, very disheartening. And the next year, 2005, I came to Nagaland, and I have dealt with them. They if you deal with them, they are very nice. Now the very fact is, when 12 KYKL chaps were released, there was a mixed reaction from the veteran community that whether they should have been released or not. The very fact is, only the officer on ground who is doing that operation knows the situation on ground, and whatever decision he takes at that point of time should be respected. I see one flaw only. The flaw was when this is the spare coat tie that I'm wearing. The spare coat is responsible for the whole of Manipur, whole of Nagaland, whole of Mizoram, whole of Tripura, and South Assam. So that's the time when I had the honor of serving as the ADC to two co-commanders, two lieutenant generals, and then to the Assam Rifles. So I understand that area well. So now the very fact is, when it was tweeted by the Spare Corps that this incident happened on human grounds, the army released 12 KYKL chaps, and it was also mentioned out of them was one self-styled Lieutenant Colonel Uttam Temba, who was the mastermind behind the 2015 ambush on 6th Dogra Battalion, where we lost 18 of our brave hearts. Now
yeah.
that was, I felt that part in the tweet was not required at all. It was unwarranted, and I still maintain by that. I think we could have done. There was no requirement. So a lot of people asked me that this was the person who had masterminded the ambush on your brother, on your comrade in arms. Would you leave him like that? Well, I said it's not about leaving like that. It's about being left with no choice. The officer on ground would
Yeah.
know best what is to be done. Now, the Assam Rifle has been accused of sheltering cookies, which I don't think it's true. The Indian Army has been accused of favoring with Maitis, which I don't think it's true again, because the
In
Army
fact,
and the Assam Rifles, but I've had the honor of serving with both Army as well, and then I went on deputation to the Assam Rifles as well. Now they do not take sides; they're completely neutral party. If you are truthful, people will accuse you. If you are not inside, if you are shielding who? The
I
victims. So
I
you
think,
would be.
in fact, the army issued a very, very terse statement when rubbishing allegations of ethnic bias.